Hi, my name's Errol Douglas, current president of the fellowship. I'm here with the F.A.M.E team. Now, I need to know, because I'm reporting for the journal, I need to know your experiences. I know this is your first time in the country. I know this is an experience for you, but I want to know what you're going through. Tell me your emotions.
So my name's David Rees. I'm from the Ken Picton Salon, but also a member of the 2014 British F.A.M.E team. The F.A.M.E team, for me, is an amazing experience from what it gives you throughout the year. It gives you amazing insights into the industry. You get one-to-one sessions with the guest icons. But for me, the experience starts really from the audition process. It's the most vigorous and unique audition process that they have in the industry. They really, really grill you. They challenge you in everything of all your skills, techniques and inspirations. And it starts off with a photographic entry. Once your photographic entry then gets whittled down to a semi-final, then all the semi-finalists get invited. You recreate your image, and then you do a haircut model in an hour and present both on stage. Now, for a lot of us, that was the first time we actually got to go on stage. So even, if you didn't get to the final, that was an experience straight away, and that gives you your first experience on stage. And then you go on to the final, and you go to Salon International, which is the UK's version of the Expo here. Not as sunny outside in the UK either, but then you go onto the fellowship stage there, and then you present a 2-minute model and do a hair up in 20 minutes as well. But that it almost broke me. I know I've spoken to my teammates and it almost broke us all. But I think that's what's unique about the fellowship F.A.M.E team competition, is it really sort of it grills you. It really breaks you down, but ultimately you realise your weaknesses. Then over the year, then you get the opportunity to build on your weaknesses with your different days and with your different icons, and you really get to improve yourself truly as a stylist. Wow, it's incredible.
Eleonora, this is your first time here. Tell us about your experience or why you went into the fellowship in the first place.
Okay, so firstly, being in Australia has been something that I've wanted to do for so many years. So being here is an absolute dream come true, and be able to be on the stages that we're on is beyond a dream come true. It's almost like living a dream. I have to keep pinching myself. But I've got a lot to thank for the fellowship, really, because I started out in the fellowship probably about 5 years ago. Within the fellowship, they've got something called Club Star, which is their youth sort of team to what we are, and that's for 17 to 25-year-olds. Being part of Club Star gave me the opportunity to start doing courses, got me really involved with so many iconic people within the industry. From that point, I was able to then apply for their art team, Club Star art team. So it was a similar thing to what we're doing as F.A.M.E team, but much more diluted down. But it was a real snippet of what I could get if I could ever get into F.A.M.E team. So from that point on, wanting to get into F.A.M.E team was something that I didn't let go of. I needed to get into F.A.M.E team because I saw the guys when I was in Club Star, how well they were doing and what they were doing. And I think it was when there was Joey Ferraro and Leah, and they came over here as well. So it was like, I want to be in F.A.M.E team and I want to go to Australia.
But how does it feel? F.A.M.E team hasn't been here for 2 years.
Yeah, well, we're just really lucky. I mean, lucky in one respect, but then we've worked really hard to get here. So at no point do we think we need to be complacent about it. It's a real honour to be here.
I think there's a sense of responsibility as well, because the UK and Australia have a unique link. The Journal magazine is something that we have in distribution in the UK as well. We have it in Salon, and I think we're almost representing the UK at the moment over in Australia, and because we've not been here for 2 years, I think that sense of responsibility and really showcasing and sharing the British ideas and what we've learned from our icons is really important to us, isn't it?
How do you feel at this moment in time, Eleonora, walking off those 2 stages? How do you feel?
Absolutely ecstatic.
Thank you. Now, tell us, because the fellowship is not about London, it's not about being London eccentric. You're one of the guys, because we've had lots of people from outside London, we've had people from Scotland. Your roots are in Nottingham. So, Simon, tell us about this experience.
Well, Errol, thank you. For me, we're one of the first teams that have nobody in London from it, and I think that shows a lot of it shows how hard we work, and it also shows you do not have to be in the capital to be able to stand out. We are all far away from it, but look where we are. I mean, I still can't believe that I'm standing in Sydney at the minute. I've just been on stage. I just find it incredible, and that's all from working hard, as Eleonora said. It's working hard and making sure you stand out in a good way. If I had one bit of advice for anybody, is go for it. Go for the F.A.M.E team right here. Go for it, go for it, go for it. Because this is one of the best experiences of my life, and I think this is going to be really hard to be topped. But David and I and Leanne all went for it before. Elle was the lucky first one. But we've all been for it before, and the best thing I can say is go for it again and again and again. Because every time you walk off that stage, you'll be like, that's it, but go for it, because look where we are.
So tell me a little bit, because I've been watching how you guys work. Do you bring up each other when you're weak? Just tell us a little bit about that. I just want to know a little bit about the synergy before I go to Leanne.
Totally. Well, we are a really good team, I feel. I don't know if that's too big-headed to say it, but I genuinely love these guys. And earlier, I was having a bit of a moment before I went on stage, and last night in the hotel, and about 2 weeks previous before. But these guys were there to just go, look, pick yourself back up, and they helped me out, and we came up with stuff together, and then I went out on stage beaming with confidence. And I wouldn't have been able to do that without these guys. I would have completely crumbled out there, and that is what being a team is about. It's not about there being one leader, because if I was on my own, I wouldn't be half as good without these guys, and it's totally right, and it works all the ways. So we all pick each other up, and it's so important to do that. You can't just go out and do it this for you. You have to work as a team, because look how strong we are. And you know, and look at our looks and our collection. That's from us being a team and having that single vision. So yeah, definitely.
Okay, that's amazing. Simon, you've said that with passion, but at the same time, you know, it's great to see and hear other attitudes and opinions about this. Now, Leanne, okay, you're in the F.A.M.E team, okay? I think your name, who was the last person to be read out?
Me.
Me? You were.
Because you were the one that teased me so much. Drinking water, reading a script.
With that music in the
Oh,
background.
the sweat beads coming down me.
All right, for that split second I thought it was you. Now, tell us, because everybody's got their strengths. There's fine arts, there's cutters, there's session workers. You know, what does it mean at your pinnacle point in your life about being in the F.A.M.E team?
Okay, well, I've always wanted to be in the F.A.M.E team. I think what I always noticed when watching people on the F.A.M.E team is like you said, that working as a team, everybody seemed to develop their skills in a much quicker time. And I've always liked dressing. It's always something that I would say that I've been stronger at. An area where I considered I needed a little bit more confidence was cutting, and almost at the concept of cutting itself and the design aspect of it. And even this trip, just sort of preparing for this trip and working on our models, as you said earlier about the team, we've really sort of worked together, and ideas have happened organically rather than trying to sort of really force yourself into a design. We've sort of chatted together and had little elements and little pieces of input from each other and come up with a concept we wouldn't have been able to do by ourselves. So it really sort of shows the strength in having a team, really. We wouldn't have been able to think of these looks on our own. So especially with myself with cutting, and it has really developed that side of me. And I think the nicest thing about the F.A.M.E team and the fellowship is the amount of support you get. I think it's really unexpected when you sort of first join, and like Dev said before, it is a vigorous and it is a hard auditioning process. So there are times, I mean, this is my second time. I didn't get in last year when I tried, and it is upsetting, obviously, but like Simon said, I'd just say just go for it, because the amount of support that you get, I mean, the fact that the fellowship have set up these days for us, the fact that yourself and Bruno are around to mentor us, even though, you know, these people are already successful, they've got people sort of helping them out left, right and centre.
We buy you tea and coffee.
Yeah, definitely. Don't have a choice sometimes. Yeah, and you know, and the amount of support that these people give you, even though they don't have to, and it's all about nurturing young talent, and that's something that I've learned. And when definitely sort of giving and sharing. I mean, GHD have flown us out here to sort of show what the UK is all about, and we want to do them proud. So after this experience, we've already discussed, we want to be able to give back everything that we've learned. We're going to go back, share with club star teams, and just sort of push it on, really, because everything that people have done for us, we want to be able to do the same for you.
I think.
1 second. Tell us about. I want you guys to all in your own word, I want you guys to tell me about yesterday. David Manor did this amazing lunch and breakfast for you guys, the Australian team and the English team. So just tell me in your own words, really quickly, what it was like. I'm starting with you.
Okay, so we basically David Manor set up a morning with the MD of Tony and Guy, and he did, yes, Dennis Langford, and he did a really great inspirational talk. Actually, it was a fantastic morning, wasn't it? So that sort of set us up, got us pumping for the day, and then we met up with the Australian F.A.M.E team. Oh, absolutely incredible! And what they did is they split our teams up.
You're blocking Simon's light.
I do apologise. This is a 3-man team now. Get out of my way. So we had a race, and it was combined of 2 people from the Australian F.A.M.E team and then 2 people from the UK F.A.M.E team. And now I'm going to stop talking about it because I was actually in the losing team. But I would like to say the winning team cheated.
No.
They cheated. That's the only reason they won. They got a taxi.
What?
Taxi.
No,
True. True story.
Should be
Taxi.
with your legs.
We read the instructions and the rules. There was nothing in there that stated no taxes. We were just thinking, they obviously didn't think. Initiative.
They said we had to get a bus. And also, I paid $5 for 1 chicken foot. I think they saw me come in.
Again, initiative. We paid $1, he paid $5.
I was so mad.
And I think that's the main thing about the F.A.M.E team as well. It's like, we are lucky that, the F.A.M E team has been running for 21 years in the UK. The F.A.M E team Australia is back with a vengeance this year. And I think that's what's really good for us is when we set out to sort of audition for the F.A.M E team, we never knew that we'd have such strong links now with 4 really amazing hairstylists here in Australia. And I think, that's the main thing. The Journal magazine is there for like inspiration. We've got similar magazines in the UK, but like I was saying, the Journal magazine is an incredible one. But we were talking earlier on about sort of nurturing young talent. Well, the Main Event magazine is one of the only magazines in the world that is specifically for students. And I think that's one thing that we really want to sort of,
we love it. We love it.
Because I picked it up just now, and I'll be honest, I didn't know about it before today, but I think it's the best thing ever because the journal, it's amazing for inspirations and stuff, but actually to have a magazine that talks purely to students, and I think you're on the same wavelength is something that students can relate to, and I think that's incredible. And I'm sure students all over the world will be thanking David for that because it's incredible. It's what we needed.
It's magazines like the Journal. It's magazines like the Journal that have got us into the F.A.M.E team. Looking at these pictures and going through them and thinking, that's where I want to be. I want my collection in a magazine like that. So to then be invited here and to be interviewed by the Journal, it's just that one step closer. So
is that better? Do you feel better there?
I do.
I thought so. You could have just asked.
This is our normal pose. This is our ABBA pose.
Right, guys. I know you guys have to get off to the Generation X show. We saw your models. I can't wait to see them pumped up a little bit more. So from me, it's been amazing to speak to you. Obviously, I'm here for you guys. I love the Journal and we love the main edition, but at the end of the day, for those people who want to know about the 2 brands, for me, if you're thinking about anything like that, F.A.M.E team is the one. If it's in your country, do it. And I hope F.A.M.E team will just be like Generation X or X Factor. I hope it's going to be like all those type of programs because every country should have it.
Every country does need it because every country's got the talent. It needs to be nurtured. And I think, I think one thing that we do need to say is, the fellowship has been incredibly supportive of us. F.A.M.E team is an incredible program. In the UK, it's been running for 21 years. We're number 21, and it's going to run for years to come. But incredibly important for us is the support that we've had of our mentors, Bruno Mark, Andrea Stavro from GHD. GHD's been incredible over the last year supporting us, and they're the ones that have got us here as well. And for you, good sir, El Presidente.
El Presidente!